Disclaimer, this commentary is about a yet to be unannounced Empire multiplayer portion of the game. Let's be honest, Assassin's Creed multiplayer was a nice little diverting novelty.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate proves that an Assassin's Creed game doesn't need multiplayer. Both the multiplayer introduced in Brotherhood and the co-op introduced in Unity were diverting novelties, but neither of them were the main reason we turn up for an Assassin's Creed game.
Thank you Outside Xbox for your professional opinion. God, I love it when people agree with me and spread the word of no multiplayer. No multiplayer. No multiplayer. No multiplayer. It was a bit of fun, it added a few extra hours of game time, but when push comes to shove, multiplayer blows. The multiplayer can go and get fact right off. When I buy an Assassin's Creed game, I don't want multiplayer in it. I don't even want to see a multiplayer option in the menu. Just single player. Assassin's Creed is single player. Single player is Assassin's Creed. I would rather have Ubisoft working on single player for me. I don't care what anyone else wants. I didn't like multiplayer, so I don't want it in the game. The first two Assassin's Creed games were the best, and you know what they had? Not multiplayer. Coincidence? Assassin's Creed 2 is the best Assassin's Creed game of all time, and it didn't have multiplayer. Assassin's Creed 1 is great. It's not as good as AC2, but AC2 learned from AC1, and you know what? It doesn't have multiplayer. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood had multiplayer, and the story was... well, it was pretty good, but not as good as AC2, and it's where the single player mode started going downhill because Ubisoft started focusing on multiplayer instead of single player. I only played Assassin's Creed Brotherhood multiplayer because I was the only person in my area to have the Jester. Then Assassin's Creed Revelations also had multiplayer and I got really annoyed because ACR's story was the worst of all the Ezio games. The next game, AC3, also had a single player, but it also had multiplayer. How come AC3 was the most balanced multiplayer to date, but story mode was the worst of all the games? How come? Did multiplayer suck the life out of single player? AC4 comes out and it still has multiplayer, like what the hell? It's the worst single player of them all because it's about pirates. What do pirates have to do with Assassin's Creed? This isn't Pirates of the Caribbean, Creed of the Caribbean. So here's what I do. I get on the forums and write a medium-length post to Ubisoft saying how bad Assassin's Creed is now, and it's because it has multiplayer in it. Assassin's Creed Unity comes out and it doesn't have multiplayer, and it was the best game since AC2 because it didn't have multiplayer. That was the best part of the game, that it didn't have multiplayer. The best part was that it didn't have a part. I like to think I had something to do with that. Assassin's Creed have had 4 multiplayers, so they don't need to do it anymore. Assassin's Creed definitely needs co-op and multiplayer, but not the type in ACB, ACR, AC3 or AC4. They already tried multiplayer, and it definitely wasn't exciting. The only way multiplayer would be awesome, the only way, would be if they make an MMO style game. I'd totally be down for that. But then the main storyline wouldn't be exciting, if there'd even be one. Having multiplayer in Assassin's Creed is like having multiplayer in The Witcher 3 or Fallout. It's just not needed. They should focus on what I want, and what I want is an amazing single player experience. Only have multiplayer experiences for first person shooters and other games. Besides, if we are being honest with ourselves, the multiplayer is shit. There was no skill, it was just run around and stab everyone. Far from assassin behavior, like God, can we just all have guns and shoot everyone like in Call of Duty? I will only accept multiplayer if they find the perfect balance of story and multiplayer. Since I'm a mathematician, I know they are spending 2 whole years making Empire instead of 1. That is like 1 year for both modes rather than half a year in the previous games. 1 year to make a game, 6 months for single player, and 6 months for multiplayer.
Even though Assassin's Creed is published every year, it's not developed year by year. It's not developed year by year.
Assassin's Creed 3 started in January 2010. Assassin's Creed 3 started in January 2010.
See? Math. If Assassin's Creed doesn't have multiplayer in it, it means Ubisoft has more resources, time, and money to spend making Assassin's Creed great. They can focus on graphics and gameplay. If Assassin's Creed multiplayer has multiplayer, then I need to get to level 50 so I can complete it because I'm a completionist. Assassin's Creed used to be a tremendous game. Tremendous. I love Assassin's Creed. I love the Assassin's Creed people. I have tremendous relations with the people in Assassin's Creed. But Assassin's Creed multiplayer people need to die.